Hi friends, this is Sivaraman. Welcome back to Pictures and Paintings. Is it black stripes on a white body or white stripes on a black body? A question which comes to most of us when we talk about zebras and we even think of zebras. Interesting one, right? Watch this video till the end to find out whether it is black on white or white on black. I have just started a new series of paintings on wild animals, and this is the first painting amongst that. And in this series, I have kept two goals for myself. The first goal is to try a slightly different technique of keeping my paintings a little bit loose. And being an animal enthusiast myself, I wanted to set a second goal of sharing some of the interesting facts about the animals that I paint and create an awareness among the people who watch my videos. So throughout the video, I'm going to be sharing the small little interesting facts about the animals that I'm painting. So if you like this idea and if you enjoy the videos, please leave a comment so that I know what you think.
I normally do a freehand sketch for my watercolor paintings. This painting was no different. I had a really good reference picture, so there was nothing for me to rebuild. I exactly posed the characters the same way as the reference photograph. Only thing I need to be conscious while I was sketching was to get the framing of the zebras in the right place within the sheet. Once the basic structure of the zebra was coming right, and they looked like they belong to the horse family. Then the next step was to sketch the stripes. In fact, after a point, it slightly started getting a little confusing for me. So, in fact, in one of these zebras, I had to shade it a bit so that while I paint, I know where the dark shades are going to be coming. When I was doing some reading about zebras, I realized there are three varieties of zebras: Grevy's zebra, plain zebra, and mountain zebra. Out of these, the plain zebras are the one which is most commonly called as zebras, and all the three of them have a different kind of stripe pattern on them. Interesting, right? Once the sketching was done, I was ready to start the painting. And even before I started this particular painting, like I had mentioned earlier, I went in with a very clear goal that I wanted to try and keep this a little loose. And also, so far, what I have been doing is I have been either painting the main subjects and then painting the background separately towards the end, or start with the backgrounds and then move into the main subject. In this painting, I wanted to slightly experiment and see how it works to do both simultaneously. So I started off with a subtle warm wash. The reference photograph which I had unfortunately was a black and white image, so the colors were left to my imagination. So what I did was, before I started painting, I went through quite a few reference photographs to see what kind of coloration zebras have in their natural environment, and also looked at some of the paintings of some master painters to see their interpretation of the zebras. And one thing I realized is the mountain zebras have a lot of yellow brown tone in their body. So upfront I decided that I'm going to use a very limited palette on this painting, and I will use the blue and warm tones to contrast each other. I ensured my base pass was very light, so that I can see how the picture is progressing, and if at all any correction is needed, I can keep doing the course correction as I progress with the more darker passes on top. Like in any painting, the face of the subjects is what makes the painting lively. So I started painting from the main zebra's face. I focused on the eyes and the snout, which was making that barking noise. I was very cautious I don't overpaint it and make it very complicated. But at the same time, the gesture, body language gets communicated well. Once the snout and the eyes were taking some good shape, I started off with these stripes. While painting these stripes, I made sure there was enough variation within these stripes and it was not one flat color from top to bottom. Like fill in the blanks. I had paint in some places and then I left some places without much paint. Just used plain brush with water. Pull down some of the paints, giving the indication that the stripe is continuing. And this technique was working out well. When I was reading about zebras, it was amusing to hear that zebras bark. Zebras, like horses, communicate by making sounds, and these sounds are called barking, snorting, or whinnying. In fact, when I read more, I understood that they can bark really loud, like high-pitched bark of a small dog. And zebras use this bark in order to gain the attention of the other zebras. These sounds are fundamental to their social interaction, and some of these sounds are very close to what horses sound like. Interesting, right? Painting the mane was very interesting. In fact, I really enjoyed that portion of the painting. I started it off with a warm tone, and then once the basic coloration was there, I added a layer on top with the same color as the darker stripes. There are quite a few theories over how zebras developed their stripes. One of them, which sounded convincing to me, is the white and black stripes together help in thermoregulation. The black stripes would absorb more heat in the morning and warm up the zebras, while the white stripes reflect the light and thus can help cool the zebras as they graze for hours in blazing sun. Another interesting fact about zebras is that their stripes are very unique. Like how the fingerprints of two human beings are not alike, no two zebras have the same stripe pattern. The stripes on the body of the zebras are so unique that scientists have been taking advantage of the barcode reading technology to recognize the individual zebras. And interestingly, the barcode reading software is good enough to recognize the pattern. It compensates for any change in the body's shape, like the female zebra's body might be slightly swollen when she's pregnant, but the software is capable of recognizing her and is really helpful for the scientists to keep track of individual zebras. By the time I had completed painting the first zebra, I realized that I had deviated a bit from my plan of keeping the painting very loose. I could see that the mane was looking very hard edged. So what I did was I tried blending the edges of the mane a little bit with the background and painted a very diffused pass on top, which would help smudge the edges with the paper. It was coming out pretty well, and I could really see it move away from that hard edge. But I told myself this is something I had to be more careful in my upcoming paintings. While zebras and horses come from the same family, zebras are not domestic by nature. They can get really aggressive at times. In fact, I read that at times they can trample each other, which can even result in death. And their kick is so powerful that it can even kill lions. And also, at times when there is a heated clash between the males or when they feel threatened, they even bite each other in the neck. So when you see a zebra next time, I think it's prudent to stay away.
Do zebras have a white body with black stripes or a black body with white stripes? However silly that question might sound, there is actually an answer to it. Zebras have black body and white stripes on top of it. Are you getting more curious? You can Google, find out more about zebras, and spread the information that you have with your friends and colleagues, maybe during a casual coffee chat. Let more people know about our wildlife and care for them. Thank you for watching this till the end. See you soon in the next one. Until then, bye bye.